Happy New Year, everybody. I said I would send out another progress update video once I had actually made some updates in regards to adorners, and that's exactly what I've done. So I will show you some of the changes I have included in 1090. So if I go to 1090, and I'm going to use this theme again. As I'm using a lot of the parent-child nested UI element logic in here, which was giving my fake adorner focus rectangles. It was causing it to show at the wrong position and so on and so forth. So this is hover tracking. So now we have a nice highlight rectangle being placed around a UI element as I move my mouse pointer around the screen. And I can click on a UI element, and now the other adorner, which will give you the ability to resize or move, will then appear. And I can still hover track. And the menu bar, I've added the new menu option in here so you can disable hover tracking. Okay. But from what I've seen so far, and again, you know, I'm developing on my laptop, I haven't seen it cause a huge performance dip. So so I leave it on by default. It's quite useful, especially if you're not sure how some of these things are, how they're made up. But as you can see, it's picking up a parent here. If I click, it's going to the stack. It's going to a parent level. And these would be the children with inside it. Yeah. And your rating is taking into consideration the margin above it. And let's see. Yeah. Now this isn't without bugs, but the most important thing here is that the focus rectangle is being correctly positioned, which it was not before. And that was something I had called out on several occasions on previous progress update videos. But as you can see on this one, for example, the height is set to auto size, the width is not. It's been set to 469. Okay, now what I can do, I can set it to auto size. And then what I will actually do is set the maximum to 470. So at least this way, the text, whatever goes in here, will never exceed this point. And I wouldn't expect it to anyway, based on these values. But this one potentially could, depending on how large the, how long the publisher name is. All right, so maximum 470. All right, but it's very cool. As you can see, it knows exactly how large the content is of these UI elements, and it's displaying the rectangle accordingly, both when you click on it or just simply from hover tracking. So what I've included so far is hover tracking, as you can see in red, and then hit testing. So when I click on the screen using either the left or right, the right mouse button, context menu. Okay, left mouse button sets the focus adorner so that you would ultimately be able to move it around and resize it and rotate it and all that kind of good stuff. Things that you've been you know, more than familiar with in previous builds. I don't. Beyond that, I haven't done too much to the adorner logic itself, which would be the positioning and resizing. I've only got the left and the right at the moment. But I mentioned in the last video that there's a series of rules that I need to implement. And that would be, you know, is this UI element allowed to be resized horizontally and vertically? Can you rotate it? That kind of thing. So, you know, based on those rules, these thumbs will be displayed or not be displayed. So the different styles, the different variations that you're allowed when attempting to manipulate a UI element visually. So that's something I'm yet to do. Obviously, the logic behind each of these thumbs, as I attempt to resize or position with a drag or even rotate, this is all going to be brand new code. It's totally different from what I had before. This, if you notice this single pixel in the center, that's intentional. It won't be there, but you know, once I've finished debugging and whatnot, but it is intentional. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That it was. I'm very, very happy again with the performance for both hover tracking and hit testing. It's lightning fast, and that meant that my old code, my original code for detecting UI elements in a Z sequence, Z layer sequence, Z order sequence, is gone. It was quite a fair amount of code pertaining to all of that, and I'm basically using WPF's visual tree to figure out which UI element I've clicked on, which is the way to do it. But I didn't know that 2 years ago. So I still have a lot to learn, and I still have a lot of experimentation to do. But hopefully you can see where I'm going with this, and hopefully this will be of great benefit, or at least the benefit will be the performance for one. But you may see a benefit with hover tracking. If not, again, you can switch it off. But the most important thing is when I actually get to the manipulation of the UI element, it's going to be super accurate. It's going to be wonderful. So yeah, I can't wait to explain that in more detail and demonstrate it in greater detail. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I've in addition to this, I've still made some tweaks in here and there, you know, performance tweaks and subtle animation tweaks. They were stuttering. Yeah, the main thing was adorners in the past 5 days, 6 days. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. But there you go. Yeah, just a quick update, just to show that, yes, I am full steam ahead on the adorner side of things now. And also, with all this legacy code that I had originally 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, it means that the overall exe size has been greatly reduced as well. So this is the build, and I like to show this. So this is the build that's currently out in the forum. This is the build I'm currently working on. And as you can see, you know, it's still coming down in size. And I would expect it to be further reduced by the time I'm done, which is which is quite impressive considering I've got a ton of features in 1090 versus the build that's on the forum. So for it to have a lot more bugs fixed, a lot more features, and a lot more performance enhancements, and yet the compiled exe comes in far smaller than the build on the forum. So yeah, I'm really happy with the results so far. But unfortunately, I'm still a fair ways away. All right, but again, Happy New Year to everybody. Wishing everyone a healthy and safe and prosperous 2021. And I will send out another progress update video in a week or two, or maybe sooner. You never know. All right. So until then, take care, everybody, and I'll see you all soon.